Good evening, and thank you again for joining the webinar today on 5th of October at 7 p.m. I know it's never easy to join a webinar this late in the evening on a working day, and we really appreciate your time. We hope we can make the conversation and what we're about to announce exciting enough to justify taking an hour of your time on a working day. We're calling today and what we're launching GRIP 2.0 because we are completely changing the way we are allowing investments to happen on our platform, all of this being facilitated through a mechanism called RFQ. We'll share more about it as we go along, but just to quickly introduce, I have on this call my co-founders Vivek and Ashish. Ashish is our Chief Product Officer and has been the main anchor behind the development we're seeing today. He'll take us through a demo of this. We also have on the call Vaibhav, who's our Chief Business Officer and looks at everything that touches our users and people who partner with us on the platform. Many of you may not be familiar with GRIP, and we'll take a couple of minutes to talk about it before we deep dive into the RFQ and what we're launching today. GRIP is now a 3-year-old company. Our focus has been to change the way wealth creation happens by making investment options, especially in the fixed income space, accessible to a much larger set of investors. We believe that these investment options must be regulated, curated, and allow for diversification of portfolios, at the same time offering very predictable and attractive returns. As a company, especially in the financial services space, we believe there are certain core values that must be imbibed throughout our business, that of being innovative, authentic, thoughtful, and reliable. And we try to instill this in every communication that we do with you as an investor. What has changed a lot over the last 1 year is regulation, and we wanted to bring it up center and front as we have this conversation today. GRIP today is a SEBI OBPP registered platform, which stands for Online Bond Platform Providers. It is a new license that allows GRIP to offer fixed income investment options that you are so familiar with. We're also a SEBI registered stockbroker in the debt segment, and 100% of the investment options offered on GRIP are regulated. Thanks to all the users on the platform, we have been fortunate to build a significant scale of business, having facilitated over 750 crores of investments from 25,000 unique investors, offering them 5 different investment products. This has in fact been one of the special features of the business we built, and something that we are very proud of. GRIP today is one of the few multi-asset alternative investment platforms in the fixed income space. We believe you as an investor must have the choice and power to decide what risk, return, and tenure you want to invest behind. And we offer options, the widest spectrum of options across these 3 criteria. On our platform today, every single fixed income option has a credit rating ranging between AA to BB. We'll be able to offer you returns on these investment options ranging between 9 to 16%, as well as a variety of tenure between 6 months to 60 months. We hope that whenever you come to the platform, you find an investment option that meets your risk, return, and tenure preference. This journey has to today been very interesting. What started off as an idea during COVID's first wave has 3 years later transpired into what we would believe is a regulated, highly thoughtful institution. And we wanted to share with you some of the milestones that came in this journey. Not milestones about numbers, but really milestones that shaped our business into the structure and form it has taken today, and very closely ties into what we're launching today as a business. Our objective has always, from day one, been to ensure 100% regulatory compliant platform, both in terms of license and the products we offer. Our journey did not begin there and evolved over a period of time as SEBI understood feedback from investors such as yourself and empowered us and others in the industry with the right regulatory framework. Our objective has also been constantly to provide greater accessibility, coming predominantly out of a lower investment value. The same investments that have been made at $100 million becoming available at 10,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees. And finally, all of this to be made conveniently available through a seamless digital journey from discovery, KYC, and payments. Some of the milestones over the last 3 years have obviously included our launch in June 20. Many of you may remember we launched our first deal in asset leasing via an LLP structure based on user feedback, and that user feedback has been a critical part of the journey of building Grip. We moved in September 21 to adding multiple asset classes with the idea of serving different users for different products. In October 22, we made a significant shift towards a regulated structure, coming on the back of immense amount of work done by our teams and our lawyers to identify SDI, or securitized debt instrument, as a viable instrument for fractionalization and accessibility for fixed income products. One of our proudest moments, and we're coming up on 1 year of it, is to list the first ever SDI on the National Stock Exchange. That happened on October 7th, 2022. We're exactly a year later and marking a new milestone in our journey. Earlier this year, on the back of the SDI, we started making some more moves. We completely transitioned away from our LLP model to our SDI model and added 3 new products: LoanX, InvoiceX, and BondX. Each one of them being completely regulated, rated, and listed on the stock exchange. We believed this was in the spirit of better investor protection, better transparency, and just a more comfortable experience. It also allowed us to then apply and obtain the SEBI OBPP license, which we obtained in July 23. And today we're taking the next step of what we're calling GRIP 2.0 by integrating with the National Stock Exchange RFQ mechanism. I'm going to pause here, and one of the things that has been critical to all the milestones that you saw has been user feedback, and it continues to shape up. As we talk about what's the future and what we're launching today, it's only appropriate that I also share some snippets of what that feedback has been for us, and the most critical feedback that stands outstanding and that we're hoping to solve today.
Most of the times, the high ticket size is kind of a roadblocker to me, like 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs.
The major limitation, this structured SDI, is the higher ticket size.
And for folks who was not audible, the consistent feedback has been about reducing the ticket size, especially for the SDI product. Just as a rewind, when the SDI product was launched on our platform, it became available at 2 lakh rupees minimum ticket size, making it significantly, I would say, inaccessible. And solving that has been the #1 priority at GRIP for the last 6 months. I'm going to request my colleague Weber to take over and talk about how we're solving this very challenge.
Hey, thanks, Nikhil. And thanks, everyone. It's such a great pleasure to see you all coming in great numbers on a long weekday, late evening. And people who attend our webinars regularly, they would know that I'm usually the host. But I just want to say that today the attendance is 3 times more than our usual attendance. So thanks for all the love and support. The video that Nikhil showed, it just didn't play properly. So please, you can find this email on our LinkedIn post. You can find this find this video on your emails. Just go and watch it. I think it's wonderful. Yeah. So coming to the next slide, let's just see what's the big deal about. Nikhil just spoke about GRIP 2.0, NSE RFQ mechanism. So, and the minimum requirement of the minimum investment and the demand from our investors. Let's just see what is really powering this. And the thing that is powering all of this is our integration with NSE's RFQ mechanism. RFQ is request for quote. So let's just bear with me on this schematics. You as an investor still place your order request on GRIP as you would do. You still do your KYC on GRIP platform as you would do. But the big change is everything else happens on the National Stock Exchange. your interaction in terms of, your order confirmation happens on the National Stock Exchange. Your investments amounts go to National Stock Exchange. Your settlement of securities is done through National Stock Exchange. The interaction in this transaction has just moved completely from GRIP to NSE. And if you are investors in, equity stocks, you would see it actually, we take this for granted now. It is not that obvious, but that's how stock investing has become. This is the moment where fixed income investing is also becoming exactly similar to your equity investing. And that's why it's such a big milestone. I think we will not be able to do justice with our words and with our deck on how big this milestone is. And this end-to-end integration with NSE's RFQ, the payment gateways through NSE, this is what makes it such a big milestone. And also, we are so proud to announce that GRIP is the first platform to do it end-to-end in a fully compliant way. So when you interact with GRIP's platform tomorrow, you will be the first few people to fully experience the NSE's RFQ platform or mechanism. So what does GRIP do? So GRIP is still your platform to offer curated investment options. It is a highly tech-driven platform, and you would just see that power even more. And Ashish will also take us through that journey in a few. It's a tech-driven platform providing the same curated investment options. And also, we are now fully compliant with the OBBB license. This is what the meat of the matter is. But if we just go one slide ahead, what it really means for you as investors, okay? So the first thing is, as I said, the whole transaction experience is with National Stock Exchange now. So there is definitely higher security in terms of information flow, payments, settlement. Everything is through that highly secure mechanism. We just saw the video, but if I speak to our investors today, the single most consistent feedback, especially for our structured debt instruments, has been to reduce the minimum investment. Happy to announce that after going live today with this mechanism, the minimum investment will come down to the value worth of 1 unit face value. If the face value of 1 unit of a new instrument is 1 lakh, it will be 1 lakh. If the face value is 80,000, it will be 80,000. If the face value is 50,000, it will be 50,000. Currently, tomorrow, or even today, when you go to the platform, the minimum investment for SDI would look like 80,000 for one deal. And that is a phenomenal 60% reduction from the earlier 2 lakh minimum investment sizes. Third one is just more ways to pay. The payment modes will now expand. If you are a regular SDI investor, you would know that up till now, you could only invest in SDIs through the RTGS mechanism. That actually was a blocker to reduce the minimum investment amount from 2 lakhs, because the minimum limit for an RTGS is 2 lakh. Now with the payment mode, now the acceptable payment modes would be UPI, net banking, NEFT, RTGS, everything. So not only does it become as easy as stock investing, it also becomes as easy as you would pay for, any commodities, any daily usage. All payment modes are acceptable. And that is what is also reducing the minimum investment amount. One thing that is not on this slide is when you would invest in SDIs through RTGS, there was an extra step of adding the beneficiaries. That also is completely gone now. We are directly integrated with the payment gateway of NSE, and it's a one-click process to invest in your favorite deal. The last thing is just the settlement time. Earlier, it used to be 2 days, but because of all the things that I said, the settlement time will reduce to 1 day now. Overall, I think, and as Nikhil mentioned earlier, we have been taking user feedback that has been so much useful for us. That comes to us, we think about it, and then we take steps like these. And finally, we are coming full circle where most of such feedback is being catered to once we go live tonight with this mechanism. Yeah, a couple of other things during investment journey that you would face tomorrow as you invest is one of the things, simply put, is a couple of extra steps on your KYC. That is again something that would meet requirements of SEBI's OBPP license and also provide a greater information security and privacy. With these license and regulations, what GRIP as a company is also becoming more certified, like ISO certifications, etc., etc. There are a couple of additional steps like a live selfie. This is a liveness check where the identity of the investor and the location of the investor is confirmed, and an account opening form, which is also enabled through Aadhaar e-sign. These are a couple of additional steps that need to be done in the new investment journey. Fully integrated, fully simplified with other regulated bodies like DigiLocker, the KRAs or the KYC registration authorities are used to fetch all KYC details. Again, the whole process is simplified and integrated with other regulated bodies. In terms of investment, I think that this is not something that is a big change, but still for at least for the regular SDI investors, but the investment is now only possible from during market hours, that is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All trades are settled on the stock exchange, and that is the reason for this. But what we have done is one extra thing where if you want to put an order after market hours, you could still put that order on the website and you would immediately get a reminder as soon as the next time the market opens. So you can, it's kind of like add to cart, and then you will get a reminder as soon as the market opens. Yeah. Can you move ahead, Nikhil? Yeah, so I would just hand over the mic to Ashish to just demonstrate the journey and maybe talk a little bit about the tech integration that went behind it.
Sure. Thank you, Vaibhav, and thanks everyone once again. So myself, Ashish, and now I'll show you guys a pre-recorded session of how KYC looks like for a person who is already investing on GRIP and how that person can further invest into a deal of his or her choice. Maybe I will request Nikhil to start the video. So existing users will get to see this screenshot where they can choose to complete the additional KYC. Any existing details will be already there and will be fetched. After completing this step, people will be asked that if their data is available on KRA agencies, it will be shown. If this data is not available, then the user will be asked if they want to go to the DigiLocker process. And as you all might know, DigiLocker is a very simple process where on clicking, the user is taken to the DigiLocker window where Aadhaar card is entered and the details are safely captured and taken to the platform back. So we'll allow this user in the pre-recorded session to complete it. Now, after the user is giving the consent to download the details are fetched into the system, and all these details are masked. Okay, so if you can see, all the ID proof number, etc., are masked, and on confirmation or after reading the details, user is going to verify and proceed. Post this, user is going to complete this capture selfie step, which is again a very simple step where you are just capturing your selfie on a mobile or a desktop. And then this verification, once it is completed, user is taken to a step where you have to upload your signature. Now there are two mechanisms to upload your signature. One is draw or second is upload. The user in this video is choosing uploading the signature. After uploading, the signature is getting submitted. And then user is being taken to the next step where the financial information around Demat account details are taken. And since those details are already there, those got fetched. And now user is filling the select information which are not available in the system right now.
After completing this, user is being taken to the nominee details tab. Since some of the informations are already filled, the user is just entering the select information. And now user is going to the last step, which is e-sign of the account opening form. We are here using account Aadhaar OTP based sign. After reading the details, this user is then proceeding to sign. And this is a very normal process of Aadhaar OTP sign. You are taken to the NSDL and enter the Aadhaar details to complete the e-sign step. Now, once this step is completed, the user KYC is completed, the additional KYC is now done. Then the user is taken to the asset list page where user makes a choice on what instrument they want to invest on. This user is trying to invest in a Kirtana Lonex deal, which was earlier available for minimum of 2 lots, more than 2 lakh, now available at one lot of 82,000 rupees. On moving forward, user is shown all the basic details where the user has to make transfer from, what are the Demat account details, what are the finalized details, what the user is investing into. And here the user is choosing which payment option to be chosen. Now, since it is a less than 1 lakh rupee transaction, the user can transact via UPI. The user has just entered the UPI ID. A basic verification is happening. And just like any other UPI payment, on clicking proceed, now the order is directly going to the NSE, and that's where the magic is happening. Everything is getting transacted through NSE. And now NSE is raising a request of UPI on your UPI app. And this UPI request is now sent to the user's mobile app like GPay or PhonePe. On completing the payment in real time, the user is then taken to the investment confirmation page where you can see the order status is placed with the exchange and payment is then completed. Now, as additional step, we are also sending the user one email from Grip side where we are showing order initiated and all the important details to the user. Also, at the same time, since this order is getting placed with NSE directly, NSE is also sending one email for verifying these details. So yeah, that was our easy and simple process on revamped Grip 2.0 KYC and order placement.
Perfect. Thank you, Ashish. I think at least on the internal Grip team, I can tell you we've been super excited to do this. And I want to officially launch Grip 2.0 and RFQ on Grip with a very small video. I'm hoping that you can see and hear the audio. I'll play it. Otherwise, we'll send you a link separately via email. All right, we're super excited to launch that RFQ and Grip 2.0 is now live. It is available on our platform. I know that you couldn't hear the audio from this, but I'm hoping you could see and read the text. I'm going to also ask Vaibhav to add to this and talk about a special inauguration program that we have currently available for all users.
Yeah, please watch the video. I think the feel of the launch is not that high because the video just acted funny. Anyway, so this is the most important part. Grip 2.0 is live. We understood the mechanism, we understood the KYC journey, but what makes it even more interesting is our less is more campaign. And I don't think we'll get a chance to explain why we called it less is more. So I would just take a second to explain that. Less is more. There are two components, less and more. Less is less minimum investment across deals. Less is less steps to transact. Less is less settlement time. Yeah, those are the three less things. And what it leads to is more returns, more ways to pay, more transaction security. And that's why the program is called Less is More. As an introductory offer, less means really less on grip right now. Please go and watch the less, because bonds, the investment is as low as $1,000. You can go and try out this mechanism only for ₹1,000 investment in bonds. That will also be a great way for some of you to start your grip journey if you are new to grip. And the more is for the next 2 weeks. I think we will have 1% extra returns on deals across the platform. No TNCs, no caveats. Every deal will have a 1% higher returns for the next 2 weeks. So that is our Less is More campaign. The campaign may only live for 2 weeks, but I think other things that we spoke about will continue to live forever now. Yeah, please feel free to put in any questions if you have in the chat box.
Thanks, Vaibhav. Let me try to take the questions and throw them at you and Ashish. I think the first question is really, what is the product, right? So you've talked about RFQ as a platform, but Vaibhav, maybe for you, what are the products that Grips are still available on Grips platform, and which products get impacted by the RFQ or the Less is More campaign?
Yeah, so as I said, Less is More impacts every deal on the platform. In fact, I would say that it is going to change the way you invest in fixed income instruments forever. It's not a time limited campaign. Specifically, so I would just add that we have tried to bring even the past SDI deals onto the platform. So you would see a larger spread of deals on the platform for the next 2 weeks. The minimum investment size there is one face value or one unit. So you can see that will vary from 80,000 to about 1.1 lakh, if I'm not wrong, in SDI products. In bonds, again, as I said, the investment starts at 1,000 rupees, and across the platform, there's a 1% higher IRR on all deals.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks. Maybe a related question is, what is SDI? Obviously, not the subject matter of this webinar, but Vaibhav, if you could take a minute on SDI as a product, which maybe many people have heard for the first time on this webinar.
I would actually throw it back to you. SDI has been a journey. Instead of the transaction structure, you should talk about the journey.
Sure. I think maybe to simplify what SDI is, SDI is, and I think the best example is actually Loanex as a transaction. What many of us didn't know, including the team at Grip, is that NBFCs, which is a financial institution format we're all familiar with, raise about $20 billion every year by issuing something called a securitization paper or a securitized paper. That $20 billion was available for investment only for 100 investors till last year, only 100, which means each investor was investing $200 million into that product. All of these were large banks, foreign banks, domestic banks, family offices, institutions. SDI allows us to convert, and SDI is a SEBI-regulated instrument, allowed us to fractionalize investment in that same product down to 1 lakh rupees as a ticket size. It is a rated instrument, listed instrument, and available on Grip as a product called LoanX. That is a simple explanation of SDI, but we'll definitely share more videos and content around it. As I mentioned before, one of the proudest moments in our journey has been listing the first ever SDI in India on the National Stock Exchange last year, and we've been able to build on top of that in terms of diversity of products.
Yeah, let me just also add. So the first SDI that we launched was at a ticket size of 10 lakhs. Today, the minimum investment in an SDI, as we are talking about, is 80,000. But if you take a step back, what SDI did was actually fractionalizing a few $1 million of minimum investment into first 10 lakhs, then 2.5 lakhs, and then today 80,000. So that's the journey that this instrument has traveled, and we as a platform have traveled. More technically, it's a securitized debt instrument, and please feel free to reach out to your relationship manager or read blogs on our website to understand more about it.
Perfect. Okay. Let me pick some questions on KYC. I see a few of them. How long will it take KYC to get approved? Ashish, maybe you can take that question, please.
So basically, the whole KYC journey is automated, and if for some whatever reason the KYC is going into manual verification, it will get approved within 24 to 48 hours.
Perfect. A related question, Ashish, is around NRI participation, which has been a key pain point for us as well as many users. If you could also please address if NRIs can now participate in these products.
So unfortunately, NRIs cannot participate in these products as of now. But if we have any update from SEBI or RBI, we'll be updating our users soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a current regulatory restriction. It's something that should definitely change, and we are doing our bit to bring it to the attention of the right regulatory bodies to also address that. Yeah. There's a question relating to re-KYC and HUF account. Are HUF accounts allowed to invest, and how do we support re-KYC for HUFs? Ashish?
Let me take that. So currently, non-individuals can complete their KYC offline, and they can reach out to us at invest@gripinvest.in, and they can then invest in these instrument till we make this journey also automated. But yes, HUFs can also invest.
Understood. Okay. The next question I'll take up is on payment side. Does the exchange accept money by UPI? And if it's UPI, is it T settlement or T+1 settlement?
Got it. So as you guys could see in the video, the payment was done via UPI only. And we are following the T+1 settlement. So basically T+1 settlement and UPI payments are accepted.
Again, if you want to know more, please write to us at invest@gripinvest.in, and we'll be happy to assist.
Yeah. And I'll take up one more question that is again coming up repeatedly is, why is Grip different from other investment platforms who may also be offering corporate bonds? And while we don't want to do a comparison of platform by platform, I think there are 2-3 things that do stand out. Most importantly is the diversity of investment products offered on Grip. Corporate bonds definitely are available on multiple platforms. They're available at similar transaction sizes. We do believe that we offer a easier user journey, but most interestingly, our products, SDI products like LeaseX, LoanX, InvoiceX, and BondX are completely unique. They're only available today on Grip's platform. They offer a very attractive risk reward in our view, very different from other platforms and other investment options that are available. With the RFQ integration, these are now available at much lower transaction sizes, almost 60% lower than what they were yesterday. That is a big differentiator at Grip, and will continue to be something that we focus on as a company to offer very unique products that differentiate offerings on Grip versus any other platform. Going back to some of the other questions, and Ashish, this one's for you. Can you select NSE or BSE while investing, similar to what you could do as an investor on stocks?
No, so we have integrated with NSE, and only that option is available. But with user feedback, we are happy to integrate with both if there are more additional features or experience that we can enrich for the users.
And just to add to Ashish's point, the securities offered on our platform may be BSE or NSE listed. That has no implication on our integration with NSE. So securities listed on BSE, NSE, or both are going to be available while you are using this platform. There's no implication to that set of investment options available. The next one, Ashish, is will existing investments and payouts be affected if re-KYC is not done?
No, there will be no impact on existing returns that are coming to the users. and that is intact, irrespective of they doing the new KYC or not.
Okay, perfect. I think we can maybe wrap up with the last question that's there around GRIP's fundraise. Deepak, thank you for being an investor in GRIP's equity in the previous round. We are definitely, I would say, in the middle of a fundraise program for GRIP. I think we are, thanks to the change in regulation, the growth we have seen in the platform, we have seen a lot of interest from equity investors in our business, and we hope to be able to share more concrete developments around it soon. But we can be in touch with you and give you a further update and give you more information on the business as you may require. Okay.
I'll maybe take just one question that few folks were asking. In selfie verification, a person needs to be have their location services on, and those permissions are needed to be given so that system can understand that person is in India and not outside India. So if that is a blocker for folks, they should check their location services before continuing the journey.
Yeah. As you spoke, Ashish, we got another interesting suggestion. Amit, thank you for sending that. This is actually my dream project that GRIP should be able to do. Just for everyone's reference, it's talking about creating baskets which allow investors to invest in equal percentage amounts across different products. This idea, Amit, has inspired us to launch BondX, which allows users to invest in a portfolio of corporate bonds and split the money equally or almost equally between those bonds. As I mentioned earlier, one of the unique features of GRIP is multiple investment options. We will definitely aspire to create a basket which allows you to invest across LoanX, LeaseX, InvoiceX, all in a single basket. But that's something definitely on the horizon. As you can imagine, not an easy job, but something that we are very keen to do. Okay. Great. We're taking back a few follow-ups from our side. We will come back to all of you on more details around the SDI. There is a lot of information available on our website, including videos that we have made available, blogs we have written, as well as credit rating reports that are available. We'll definitely try to do more to educate and share information about the SDI product, and keep you updated also about other changes on the platform. With that, we'll call this session to a close. Once again, thank you so much for your time on a weekday. It was a pleasure to be speaking to you and answering your questions. We're excited to launch GRIP 2.0 and also share the Less is More campaign as an inauguration offer for the next 15 days. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Investments in debt securities are subject to risks. Read all the offer-related documents carefully.